So I really want to talk to the parents on this one. I was asked the other day by an athlete, a young athlete at that, and it's a question I get a lot by older athletes, younger athletes. I like to say middle-aged athletes, probably like 12, 13. But the question was about anxiety, right? It was more so, what do I do if I feel nervous? I'm about to play my game. I'm about to go practice. We got a really important competition coming up. I got tryouts. I got scouts coming to look at me. I got college coaches coming to the game. I got my parents over here that's telling me if I don't perform well, something is going to go crazy in the household, right? I'm grounded or my phone's being taken away. You got some people say they can't even eat if they don't do well, in the game or in practice. So it's a lot of pressure to take on, right? But this goes back to the element of anxiety, right? First and foremost, let's talk about what anxiety really is, right? Anxiety is pretty much, I like to call anxiety your body's response to a fearful future. I'm gonna say that again. Your body's response to a fearful future, meaning your body, physical changes, right, in the body that then dictate how you play, but it's in response to what you believe is on the other side of the future, okay? On the other side of the future, you are afraid of that. Afraid of the end result. You are afraid of messing up. Basketball players, you are afraid of having turnovers. You are afraid of missing shots. Baseball players, you are afraid of making errors. You're afraid of striking out. Football players, quarterbacks, you're afraid of throwing picks. You're afraid of missing tackles, linebackers, and DBs, right? D linemen, right? Soccer players, you're afraid somebody's going to score on you. Golf, same thing. And this applies to every single sport, right? But the question was, what do I do before the game if I feel anxious, right? Pre-game anxiety, anticipatory anxiety. Anticipatory anxiety is defined as you're anticipating the end result being bad. And so you're afraid of that thing happening, right? And so your heart drops, right? The digestive system shuts down, right? That's why you get cotton mouth. Your mouth gets extremely dry. The acid in your stomach just pretty much stops. You get the bubble guts. That's what that is. Okay, your palms get sweaty, hands get sweaty. Okay, these things happen. You got to go to the restroom, right? Because the digestive system is shut down and it's trying to send everything out, right? But the question I have is, my question, right, is why do athletes feel this way? What is going on at home to make a young athlete feel this way? I've had people as young as 8 ask me this question. 8 years old, 8. In the 2nd or 3rd grade. I've had people as old as professional baseball players ask me this question and tell me to help them out with it, right? So what is going on? I read a book, actually a book I'm reading now in applied sports psychology that talks about coaches and parents' outlook on sports and how that sort of transfers to the child's outlook on sport. Many times children get into sports for fun. The game is fun to them. Right, they see the athletes on TV. They see Bron on TV. They see Tom Brady on TV. For me, it was Mike Vick on TV when I was coming up. That looked fun, right? Like, I want to do that. And so you either have a parent that's used to play that sport and now they're trying to put all of their unfulfilled dreams and goals onto their kid, right? Which produces the pressure for that kid to fulfill the parent's dream, okay? Or I've seen situations as well where the kid is coming up in an environment that's not that good, right? Impoverished community, right? Area of destitution. They trying to make it out the hood, okay? And all of this pressure is put on them to perform on the field so they can get out of that area of destitution, okay? That's a lot of pressure on kids. And they still got to come to school and put up numbers in the classroom. They still got to have a social life. They still got to be a kid somehow, okay? You never want to make your sport go from fun to being a threat, okay? That's essentially what it is before the game when you are afraid to mess up, when you are experiencing anxiety, okay? Never ever make your sport go from fun to now being a potential threat, okay? Let's talk about anxiety more though, right? In a different sense, not necessarily sports. I'm gonna say a quick little story. Let's say in Africa, right, there's let's say there's a cheetah, for example. And let's say, not a cheetah, let's go with a deer, okay? Let's say there's a deer. And then let's say there's a lion or a warthog. Let's say there's a warthog and a lion in the safari in Africa right now. Okay? Warthog is just going along its day, going out, drinking water from the pond and eating whatever warthogs eat. Looks up, sees a lion. Thinks to itself, oh shoot, that's a lion. Right? What the warthog is going to instantly do is one of three things. He's either going to fight, meaning he's going to fight for his life against that lion that's coming to try to kill him and eat him for dinner. He's gonna flight, which means he's gonna leave. As soon as he see that lion, I'm out. I'm gone. Right? Or he's gonna freeze. That's an interesting one right there. Here's the reason why people freeze. Here's the reason why the warthog freezes. We'll tie that all back into sports. Two reasons. One, lions potentially don't eat things that are already dead. If it's already dead, they don't touch it. Okay? That's what happens many times. If it suspects that thing is dead, they don't touch it. Okay? It's not fun anymore. Lions are natural hunters. So if I see something that's dead, I don't want to touch it no more. It's not fun. The hunt is over with. The thing that I want to do, I can't do anymore. On to the next. Second reason why they freeze. Because if they happen to get eaten by the lion, chances are they won't feel it because their body is in shock. Okay? How does that tie into sports? Appreciate you for asking me. People have the yips for this reason. Right? They have the yips for this reason. Psychologically, I've been hurt by these things. Psychologically, I've already failed at this specific thing. Okay? I've made errors, or previously in my sports career, I got hurt doing this. So my body doesn't want to let me do this thing. Okay? All caused by anxiety. All caused by adrenaline running through the body. Adrenaline is basically like a pinball. Many of us have played, I know I'm a little young, right? But I played pinball before as well. Beginning of the game, if you hit the thing on the side of the machine, pinball goes way up in the air, that's adrenaline. Okay? Blood is rushing to the muscles to prepare you to fight, flight, or freeze. All right? Same thing happens in sports. Same thing. Okay? We either fight, we flight, or we freeze. Okay? Never make your sport go from fun to a threat. All right? Keep your sport fun. No matter what you have to do. I'm the number one advocate of that. The number one advocate of that. Because I faced situations where it affected my play. Because I was scared. I was really, really scared to mess up in the game. Right? One more thing and we're going to get up out of here. And I teach this cycle to every single athlete I meet. I make sure I do this. EPNA. Okay? Expectation. These kids have expectations on them. Kobe Bryant said that 62% of young athletes are quitting their sport because it's no longer fun to them. What's making it not fun? Pressure, expectation. I have to do this. If I don't do this, this is going to happen. Anxiety, right? Expectation, okay? The P, pressure. From the expectation, you now feel the pressure. You're still required to perform at your sport and do well because you're expected to do that. So I feel the pressure now of my expectations. Number 3, nervousness. This is what I feel right here, right? My essence. This is what I'm playing with. You see it on my body. I'm nervous. I'm shaking, right? I'm stuttering. I'm sweating excessively before the game, right? Nervousness. I am extremely nervous because of the pressure that is put on me based off the expectations that people have for me, okay? The last and final thing, anxiety. The overarcher of all of it, okay? Anxiety, right? Anxiety. So you have the EPNA. Anxiety is what you feel last. That's the overarcher. That's the result of all 3 of the things we named before that. All right? I don't care whether you have to do deep breathing, you got to do box breathing. I used to go to sleep before the game, not on the bus. I mean, right before the game with my helmet on, like sleeping in the dugout for like 5-10 minutes. Some athletes like Kobe and Shaq would watch Fresh Prince before the games, right? Laughing it off just so they could be comfortable and calm before the game, right? But anything you have to do, meditation, okay, imagery, visualization, anything you have to do to slow yourself down, all right, to not make the game a threat. All right, that's where it comes in terms of anxiety, a threat. All right, Apollo Sports Counseling. We out.